So this video is a road and track test of the Yokohama A052 tyre, and I've got it fitted to my Lotus Elise. The A052 is the successor to the A048, and it's from Yokohama's ADVAN range of sport tyre. The tyre is asymmetric, which means it's not symmetrical across its tread, but it is not directional, so it can be swapped from the left to the right of the car. And it's a street/track tyre, so it's not a pure dedicated track tyre, and it can be used on the street. So it's a tyre which you can just use as your daily driver and also take it to a racetrack, which is exactly what I've done. So the test I've done involved 6 different track sessions on 4 different racetracks and about 2,000 kilometres of driving in all sorts of conditions around town, rural roads, both wet and dry. And the car is a 2012 Lotus Elise S, and it's stock standard. So the Elise has what we term a staggered layout, which means that the tyres on the front are smaller in diameter and narrower in width than the tyres on the rear. Now, in the case of the Elise, it's actually really hard to find a stock tyre size, which is a 175/55/16 tyre. So I've gone to a 195/50 16 tyre, and on the rear, it's quite easy to find that size, which is a 225/45/17. So let's start with the positives, and the first one is the handling and grip. For a combined street and track tyre, they're pretty good. You're going to be able to set some pretty competitive lap times, but you're not going to keep up with people who are on dedicated track rubber, particularly if that track rubber is dry grip only. But as an all-rounder, they do pretty well indeed. Another positive is that they do withstand the rigours of track use. Some tyres, if they're not track oriented, you take them onto a track and they literally start melting and disintegrating. Not the case with these, they do pretty well. They're also a fairly forgiving tyre, so as you start to get to the limits of traction, you can feel it start to break away. It's not like grip, 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 and then you're upside down in flames in the Armco, and you can also hear that squeal as well. And the final advantage is that they will grip right up until the end. On my last session when I took these to the track, the rears were pretty much bald, yet the car was still able to grip and turn out competitive lap times, and the tyre was still working. Alright, so the negatives, and really there's only one, and that's relatively high wear. So I did 6 track sessions with these across 4 different racetracks, and probably about 2,500 kilometres worth of driving, and this is a relatively light car. It's under 900 kilograms, and they're worn out. Now I would expect a bit better from that from a track street tyre, but you know, all tyres are a compromise. The more grip you have, the more expensive it's going to be, and the quicker it's going to wear out. So I guess I'm not overly fussed about that negative, but if you are looking for a tyre which is going to last you a long time, I'm not sure that these would be the best choice if you're going to do a lot of track work. And interestingly, the rear tyres wore out before the front tyres. I actually fight quite a lot of understeer with this car, so I thought the fronts would work out more, but I guess I do get probably a fair bit of oversteer coming into corners, which is why the rears have worn out first. So summary and recommendation then, this is my second set of A052s, so I was happy with the first set. Would try the different types of tyres, but these were available in the Lotus's size, so I was happy to run with them again. And I would recommend them if you want a tyre you can daily drive in all conditions, wet, dry, etc. Take to the track, drive home and keep going. Of course, if you want to have a dedicated set of track tyres, and probably go for something a bit grippier and more track focused, but as an all-rounder, happy to give these a recommendation. So hope you found this video useful. Please like, subscribe, do all of that great stuff, really helps me out, and thanks for watching. Any questions, drop them in the comments.